I write and speak a lot about self-love. I honestly believe that a lot of the things that we face happen because we don't love ourselves enough to do what's right for ourselves in certain situations. And so I've written this piece. It's called A Woman Has to Find Herself. Of course, I believe men do too, but this one is for the ladies. A woman has to find herself, has to differentiate puddles of possibility from pools of seduction, has to swim through and exit the lakes on her trek to the ocean, to pass stone stairways and gates that separate stupidity from premonition, has to float on wind as a tiny seed and gently graze her destination, has to see beauty in the fiction, yet not let it cloud her horizon. A horizon blessed by sunrises and sets, by desires for sex, by lust and infatuation, the touch of a man's palm grazing her bosom, the lack of control that she greets with orgasm. A horizon decorated by the art of her soul, from the scribbles of an infant to an old woman's careful creation. She is. But who is she? She learns as she breathes and bleeds. She stumbles, but her cuts will heal. She cries, for she has no emotional shield. Not yet anyway. She is still young today, still a student whose subject lives in her mirror and smiles at her in images from the photographer's picture. A woman has to find herself, has to close her legs and still create space big enough to let him in, to push him up to her heart, and still she cannot help but close her eyes and imagine the fear she faces now of a life without him, and so she is lost in the atmosphere of her mind's whim. She cannot win unless she finds herself. A woman has to find herself, to realize and appreciate that she was designed, and to take that gratefulness to God and let it shine. She needs to be brave enough to tell her heart the truth, be strong enough to give her mind the reins, be wise enough and brace herself for pain, be responsible enough to feel her ecstasy in the shadows and not burn in the sun, to empty herself, yet not leave inside hollow, to keep the nourishing care needed to sustain children tomorrow. She loses her leaves to the seasons and rains, her branches bent by the winds and hurricanes. Her voice is a whisper, depleted by repetition. Her beauty, like armor, a weapon of submission. She stands tall and creates her own type of world. She inspires younger, sprouting little girls. She is gold and teal and ultramarine and plum, cayenne in color. She is admired and feared and approached for aid. She is lusted after. She is the source of the waterfall now. She is a soothing balm, a healer. She is simple, yet full of wealth. Perhaps she has found herself.